Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today I'm going to be doing this makeup look here. So this is pretty much my everyday makeup routine when I have a little bit of time to actually do my makeup. So it looks a little like this. It's nice and simple. If you want to know how I achieve this look, just make sure to please continue watching. Okay guys, so we're gonna go ahead and just jump right into the video. So I have a little mirror here that I'm gonna kind of be looking here and then at the screen. But I hope this angle works out for you guys. So first of all, we're gonna start off with skincare. So I always go in with a moisturizer. Today I'm gonna go in with the IT Cosmetics moisturizer. Looks like that. I want to focus. Okay, I hope you guys were able to see that. So it does not matter if your skin is dry, really oily, you always want to go in and moisturize your face just because you want to give your face some nice hydration before you lay a whole bunch of makeup all over it. So just like so. And I always go over my eyebrows because I feel like the application of my brow product goes on a lot smoother as well. So just kind of brush them. And then I'm going to go in with a Cosmetics brightening eye cream. So the same thing. I usually use, or I have used the Ole Hendrickson eye cream. And then I've also used the Mario Badescu eye cream. I do like the Mario Badescu a little bit better. But honestly, like at this point in my life, my ojeras are just not going to go away because parent life, you know what I mean? Cabron. So just kind of tap it into your ojera area and then put a little bit on your lids as well because you want to make sure your entire eye area is moisturized. And then we're going to go in with our Benefit brow pencil in the shade 3.5. And I personally prefer to use a brow pencil just because I have a lot of sparse areas. If you are just beginning and you feel like you have a heavy hand, I definitely do not recommend that you go in with a brow pencil because then you're going to look like Trolla Adventures. And moisturize your lips, guys. Sorry you had to suffer the first 2 minutes of me having crusty lips. So I usually start off in the front of my eyebrow and just kind of drag my pencil all the way over. But I do kind of work in little sections. But you always want to give yourself your shape first and then go in and fill it in. Gonna look like so. And me faltan muchos pelitos towards the front of my eyebrows, so I'm gonna go in a little bit heavier towards the front. But again, you really don't want to have too much of a heavy hand when you're doing your entire eyebrow just because they're going to be really dark. And this ya no está moda. But otherwise, you're just going to feather in the sparse areas. And you do clean up the eyebrow with concealer. So honestly, your eyebrow does not have to be perfect because that's where the concealer comes in and cleans it all up for you. So I don't know if you guys could hear the TV. Bernardo was in the living room. I'll hold up. I can regaño real quick. Lower it down, family. Okay. So that looks good. So that's how the eyebrow's gonna look at first. And then we're gonna pretty much just do the same thing to the other side. And this eyebrow, you guys, is a lot shorter than this eyebrow here. So this eyebrow, I just plucked it a ton when I was younger. Y ya no me crecieron my eyebrow hairs. So I do have to fill it in a little bit more towards the tail of it. And again, just feather in your eyebrows where you just have sparse areas. Towards the front, you always want to kind of go up to create hair-like strokes and make it look a little bit more natural. Ah, so you guys, I had actually filmed this video last week, and I realized that I was looking up instead of at the lens. So this camera that I have, it's a Canon G7X, and the little screen is on top, which I'm looking at it now. But if I look at the lens, I'm looking at you guys, which it just threw me off because it just looks so funky when I was trying to edit it. So I was like, you know what? No. So that's why I didn't upload it then. So my eyebrows kind of look like this. I'm going to go ahead and go in and conceal them now. I am taking a brush that I don't have in front of me, so give me a hot second. Okay guys, so for the most part, all of my brushes are from Morphe, MAC, or e.l.f. This one here is just a flat, small, little precise brush that I'm going to be using to conceal the bottom of my brows. And what I'm going to be using is the Tarte Shape Tape, which is honestly my ride or die in the shade Light Neutral. So I literally just put a tiny bit on the back of my hand, or maybe not a tiny bit. So I put some like that, and then I kind of just dip into it and drop my concealer. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm all over the place. Like my leg right now. Okay. So I'm just gonna dip into the concealer, and then I usually start at the front of my brow and just drag the product out. I usually do like to go all the way towards the middle of like my face, just because I want to make sure my eyebrows are even. And a generous amount of product, you guys. And you're just kind of going to drag it out like so. Okay, so it's kind of gonna look like that. I'm still gonna go back in and just fix a little bit of it, just because I am very detailed, I feel, and I don't know if it's like something that's annoying, but even when I do people's makeup, things that could take me like 2 minutes take me 10, just because I want to make sure everything's perfect, you know. And I am going to be going in with the same concealer to prep my eyes. So I'll be using this as a primer. So look like that. And honestly, you guys, this makes like the biggest difference in the world. It makes everything just tie really nicely together. So that looks good. And I'm just going to keep my eyebrow, so let it focus. Okay, so I'm just going to keep that eyebrow as is, and then I'm going to go back in again because I am going to prep my eyes with, prime my eyes with the same concealer. So you guys, I'm going to go ahead and kind of connect the middle of where I left off from the first concealer and drag it out to conceal my left brow. up going back with my brow pencil and filling in some sparse areas that I feel like may need a little bit more pencil, like right over here. So they're about even. And then with no extra concealer, pretty much whatever is left on the brush, I'm gonna go in and just conceal the top of my tail. I really don't like to go in with a ton of concealer for the top of my eyebrow because I feel like it looks really harsh sometimes and not as natural. Then you're just gonna drag it to create a nice little tail. Like I said, guys, my eyebrows are definitely not identical twins. They're sisters for sure. Whitney and Kristen. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in with the brow pencil and just fill in some areas. Like so. Perfecto. And then go into this side. And honestly, you guys, if you don't have a light up mirror, I totally recommend you guys get one because it helps you a ton. It's very nice to be able to see like every little detail on your face, as opposed to like a handheld mirror or, you know, something without an LED light on it. Which I'm pretty sure this is an LED light. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so I think the brows look okay. I just conceal a little bit on this left one. And honestly, at this point in my life, I was like regretting, you know, when I was younger, I would like tell my mom, be like, oh, deja que me saquen las cejas. You know, I wanted like thin eyebrows. Now que estoy like rocona and stuff, it's like I have no eyebrows. So that's what happens. Now I'm gonna go in with a Benefit 24-hour setter. Looks like this. I used to use the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel until I was recommended this by one of the Ulta employees. Honestly, this is so much better than the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. It's super tacky and thick, and I feel like it really holds your brow hairs into place. So the other one, I just felt like it was too runny. So you could definitely feel and see the difference. And I honestly feel like I have a lot of flyaways, like especially towards the end of my brows. So this definitely works for me. I completely, totally recommend it. So con lo que me quedó on the back of my hand, concealer wise, you fix my greñas. Concealer wise, I'm gonna go in and conceal just the top of my lids, and I'm gonna do this with whatever was left on the back of my hand. Again, it's the Tarte Shape Tape, and just get this concealer brush and just go in and make sure you get your entire eyelid. I'll go in right now with the blender and just set everything just to make sure it's nice and flat and there's no like bumps and harsh lines and things like that. So I needed a little bit more, so I just grabbed a little bit from my concealer. And you guys, whenever you do conceal your eye, always, always, always take your concealer and add it right over here, because then it's gonna kind of look off and not blend in. You want everything to be like as seamless as you can have it. It's gonna look like so. And then sometimes when I have a lot of concealer left over, I just run it through the middle of my brows. So it's gonna look like that. So now I'm just gonna grab my Real Technique sponge and just make sure I don't have any harsh lines. And again, you guys, this is my everyday makeup, so I honestly try to do the least amount of, you know, products and, you know, making it pretty much like the fastest, because honestly with 2 kids it's kind of hard to get ready unless Bernardo's here and, you know, he's watching the kids while I get ready. So now I'm just going in with some RCMA powder. You could go in with any powder. So the RCMA powder looks like this. You could go in with pressed powder or anything like that. Sometimes I do this step, sometimes I don't. Just kind of depends how I'm feeling that day. But I'm gonna go ahead and just set my eyes a tiny bit. And you guys see that I'm not dragging it, I'm just pushing it in. Like so. And then I'm gonna go in with my matte Give Me Sun bronzer. So it looks like this. And I'm actually gonna be using this as shadow. So like I had said, you guys, I try to use the least amount of products possible just because you're in a time crunch. So again, I'm just gonna be patting it into my eye. Not into my eye, but onto my lid. And then we're gonna go in and blend. And I'm using this super fluffy brush from Morphe. So now you're gonna go in with circular motions. And you guys, I definitely am going to be uploading like makeup videos just because that's who I am. But I kind of want to have like a variety of stuff on this channel. But like we had said before, I will not, you know, steer away from doing makeup videos because that's what this channel was originally about. Okay, you guys, so just make sure you blend it out and you drag it out. You just don't want it to be super like blobbed onto your eye. Like I had said, you just want everything to kind of blend in and be really seamless. And the thing about makeup, you guys, it's not, you know, limited, and there's no right or wrong way of doing things. Everybody has their own techniques and way of, you know, applying lashes or applying their foundation or doing shadow, doing their eyebrows, things like that. So don't ever feel discouraged or feel like your makeup isn't as good, because honestly, when I started doing makeup, I, you know, just kept practicing. Oops. I just kept practicing and practicing, and I honestly just got better with time. I remember when I was in high school, we would have like our dance concerts, and people would be like, well, like the other girls would be like, can you do my eyeliner? Because I used to like do really good winged liner. And I was like, well, I don't know if it's gonna look as good as it does on me, on you. But I honestly would just do like trial and error, and it worked. So that's how I ended up freelancing. I just got better and better and stuff. Let me grab my eyelash curler. My hair is super long, and like, I honestly can't even deal. You see my little baby muzzle? And okay, so now I'm just gonna curl my lashes. Again, you guys, I kind of like do things for a while and then I get out of that habit and I just try other techniques, and you know, it just no longer works for me. So right now I've been just curling my lashes and then applying my lash band. I used to curl them and apply mascara, but I stopped. I don't know why. And I've just gotten into this habit. But I definitely feel like you have to curl the F out of your eyelashes because you want your eyelashes to have something nice to sit on. So they could sit upwards. It's really important that your lashes don't ever just like lay like that. You kind of want to give volume and have them, you know. So that's that. And then the lashes I'm going to be using are from True Gem Lashes. The owner actually went to school with me and she's amazing. They're honestly super good quality, you guys. If you're here local in Arizona, I highly, highly, highly recommend her lash brand. I am the kind of person that likes lashes that are very like flared and fluffy and stuff. I don't like, you know, just, I like volume and texture. So I definitely feel like her lashes 100% do that. I have a coupon code so you could use it. It's Suarez, and then you could get 30% off your purchase. My favorite lashes from her line are Sunrise. I'm not using those right now. I'm actually using Sapphire because I just restocked. So I was like, oh, you know, me voy a volar and use this pair, because I honestly was using Sunrise until like they had no more lives left. But honestly, with any lashes that you guys purchase, it's really important to kind of just take care of them really well, because they can last you plenty of uses. They could last you plenty of uses, just depending on how well you take care of your lashes. So I'm just taking off the old glue that I had on them. And a little trick that I've discovered, you guys probably know, is used lashes are so much easier to use than like brand new lashes, just because you kind of broke them in, or they're broken in. And that's honestly like with shoes, you know, like you have some shoes that are super cute, pero como que te duelen, o te pican or whatever. So yeah. Okay, you guys, so I applied a nice layer of duo adhesive. So this is the one that I use. I used to use the little tube, the white tube, and honestly that's trash. I didn't like it, and I totally forgot how amazing this one was. It's the drugstore brand, so you could definitely get it at Walmart, Target, Walgreens, anywhere like that. But I've tried a ton of eyelash glues, and honestly this one is probably the best one, and it's super affordable. So whenever you get your lashes, so I don't know if you guys could see, but I put lash glue on there, and it has a nice amount. I always try to put a little extra on the front and on the back, just in case my eyes get watery, so it won't lift. But I usually just move them around a little bit, just because you want to shape them towards or give them a shape of your eye, your lash line. So I usually pull my eye to the side. I know it looks kind of funny, but this is just what works for me. And then I lay my lash band like so. And then we're gonna go in and we'll pinch them together as soon as the glue dries a little bit more. So that's just how they're gonna look right now for a second. I'm gonna apply my other lash. I'm gonna pull again. And you want it to sit as close as possible to your natural lash line. Where's my tweezers? So I'm gonna grab my tweezers, because this one's throwing up gang sign. I don't know if you guys could hear my child. Bernardo's not doing a good job right now. Okay, you guys, so it's gonna look a little like this. Again, I'm gonna go back in and pinch the lash band to my natural lash line. And I am gonna go in with a little bit more glue. Just make sure they're secure. If there's any spots that aren't really on there well. And this is a clear lash glue, you guys, so it will not show. Because it has the wand, it's also kind of hard sometimes to not get it on your actual eyelashes. So if you do, just kind of like rub it off or pinch it. And because you don't have eyeliner on, if you have eyeliner on, you don't really need to worry too much about it being, I mean, you do have to make sure they're as close to your lash line as, or the lash band is as close to your natural lash line, as close to your natural, as close, whatever, you know what I mean? They just need to be as close to the natural lash line as possible when you don't have eyeliner on, because se te notan más. So you're just gonna go in and pinch them together like so. So now they look a lot better. And you guys, make sure you always wait for your lash glue to dry, because if they don't, they're just gonna be slipping and sliding. And I know that's a lot of people's issue, que no se los pueden poner the lashes, is because you really have to wait for your lash glue to get tacky. So it's gonna look like so. Okay, so the lashes are on. Now we're gonna go in and prime our face. So I'm using the MAC Prep and Prime. And this is honestly an OG. I really like it. Lately I've been into really like hydrating primers. Because I feel like my face has been dry. Usually I have really oily skin, especially on my T-zone, but that has not been the case lately. And it is in a yellow undertone. Usually if you're like a Latina, your undertone will be yellow. And then if you're more fair of a skin tone, they have like pink shades and stuff like that. So now I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This is in the shade Golden Beige. And I actually really like this foundation. It has been working really well for me. Just gonna go in with a nice amount. It's definitely not full coverage. So if you want like a fuller coverage look, you can definitely build it up. But it doesn't feel too heavy on the skin, so that's what I like about it. But usually if I'm going to go out to like a party or like, you know, any kind of special occasion, I will use like a full coverage foundation, usually like Studio Fix or my NARS foundation. My kid is crying. So again, I'm gonna go in with my Real Technique sponge and just pounce it onto my skin. So you guys, life with 2 kids is honestly so much work. He's crying. Bernardo, do something. But yeah, I feel like being at home is so exhausting. Like when I was working, I work nights, and even when I was working, I didn't feel as tired. But honestly, when you have 2 kids, it's so much work. I love my kids to death, but sometimes when I get to like Friday, yeah, like I'm like, ugh. So I tell Bernardo, I'm like, can you please grab him? Let me just like lay my head for 2 minutes. And honestly, like I feel like sometimes people take things the wrong way. Like I feel like as a parent, naturally, you just need you time, you know? And I personally, being like Mexican, you know, I feel like a lot of people would be like, oh, que poquito aguantas, you know, and things like that. But honestly, you just sometimes truly need like time for yourself. And if you don't, you're just gonna like explode one day, and it sucks if you do, because I don't know, you just need a lot of support. I feel like when you have kids, it takes like a village to raise a child, TBH. So again, I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape and my sponge. And just FYI, you guys, I do like the Beauty Blender. No beef with that guy. Just that it is pricey, and this Real Technique sponge honestly works just as well. And it's like half of the price. So I 1000% recommend this sponge. And also Morphe has a sponge as well. This one here, it has powder on it. So I'm using this one to set my concealer. But honestly, these two sponges are phenomenal. If you want a bang for your buck, I completely recommend one of these guys. Again, no shade to Beauty Blender. I just, you know, honestly would recommend saving your coins and just going with one of these guys. So that's that. Really gonna go in. So I'm gonna actually go in with the the brush that I use to prime my eyelids, and just put a little bit of concealer in the middle of my brows. And when I was born, you guys, I had like a mancha, I guess you could call it. I have a hair on my lip. I had a mancha on the middle of my forehead. I don't know why. I don't know if it would be considered like a mancha, but I was really light skinned. I'm pretty light skinned. So you could really see it a lot, like in the middle of my forehead. Now we're gonna go on with the Too Faced Born This Way powder. So I had taken a trip to Ulta and I was looking for a setting powder. I honestly couldn't drive all the way to the destination of Sephora because, again, you guys, I have 2 kids and it's hard. So I was like, I'm just gonna figure out, you know, what may work for me there. And sorry, I'm gonna set really quick. So you're literally just gonna like dab it onto your, I applied a little too much on this side. Oh, so I looked at the reviews for this powder, and it had a ton of really good reviews, and honestly I feel like it is really seamless and it makes your makeup look really nice, and it sets it really well. I feel like with any powder, you're honestly gonna have some creasing and like stuff like that. I feel like that's just kind of inevitable. Boom. I just feel like it's inevitable, but I really like this powder. I usually stick to the Laura Mercier or the RCMA powder, but this one is definitely right up there. I also use Dermablend, which I like, but I'm not crazy about. And then you guys, I'm using the Studio Fix powder and NC25. Honestly, this is like my ride or die. I don't know what I would do without it. It's so full coverage, and I used to wear this just like that on its own. Sometimes to work, I just use powder, and it's super full coverage. So I pretty much use this to set the rest of my face. So now I'm just gonna wipe off my bake because I don't want it to resecar my piel too much. Because I definitely feel like if you leave your powder on for too long, it can tend to like make your skin look cracked. Make your skin look cracked. Cracked? That doesn't make sense. Make your skin look like not cute. And then I got a little bit of powder on my lid. I'm just gonna brush it off like so. Then I'm going to be taking, again, my MAC Give Me Sun to bronze up my face. I usually don't cream contour unless I'm going to like a special event. And I'm just too lazy and I just don't have time. But I usually just go in with my bronzer and just give myself some color and chisel my cheeks a little bit. So I actually like looking tan. I used to do self tanners when I had time. Because they make you look skinny. They make you look skinny and really toned and firm. So I go to the gym, for those of you that don't or may not know, but when you work out and you tan, your body looks a lot slimmer and really toned. That's why when you guys see like competitions and stuff, están bien tanned. Now I'm gonna go in with the RCMA powder and the Morphe sponge and just chisel my cheeks. So I really like the sponge because it has a nice little angle and it helps you get right where you need to. Bernardo's being so loud, you guys. I'm sorry if you could hear him. No gran rollo. So it's gonna look like that, and you always kind of want to take it to like the top of your ear. And then do the same for the other side. And I do like to like bring it down here. Oh gosh. I feel like my mom instinct and stuff, like as soon as I hear my kids cough or like breathe or anything, I'm like, you know. Now I'm going to go in with a blush. So this is by Milani. It's a baked blush. It's called Rose de Oro in the shade number 2. And then I'm going in with the e.l.f. brush and just putting it on the apples of my cheek and just dragging it up. So this does have a little sheen to it, but I definitely feel like I like blushes with a little bit of sheen or shimmer during the summer, especially just because it makes you look a little more alive. And then I'm going to go in with the same fluffy brush that I used for my shadow. And because again, you guys, we're using a limited amount of like brushes and makeup for this look, I'm going to grab the brush and I'm just going to pinch it like that and just do my bottom lash line. And anytime I do my bottom lash line, I honestly usually like it really blended out, and I guess you could say kind of messy. I like to bring it a little bit low because I feel like it gives the eyes some nice dimension. So this will look like so, and I do bring it out. And when I do bake, I don't cut my shadow right over here. I don't like to make it really precise just because this is more natural. If I was going for a more you know, a darker look or something like you know, when I was going out or anything like that, maybe I would cut it, but not for this look here, or even if I was doing like liner. So bring it out. You guys always make sure you bring your shadow out. And I didn't add any more product. I'm just going in and I'm just blending the bottom out here. And I do not contour my nose. I just, as you guys saw earlier, I kind of just gave it a little bit of color. Now I'm going to go in with my highlighter. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills times Amrezy highlighter. I'm not sure if her name is pronounced Amrezy or Amrezy, but she fire. And then Anastasia highlighter brush. So the top of my cheekbones, and I do like to bring it in down here and drag it up, and then I could just kind of like touch it on my forehead, and then do the same on this side. And if you guys want to see any other like makeup looks, please let me know, like drugstore makeup routine, or like a going out, a night out, or a how-to, like a how-to liner routine, or a in-depth eyebrow tutorial, anything like that. Please let me know, because I'll definitely do that. Tonight we're probably going to film another video. Not sure what yet, but we're going to do something. But I do go back to work in a couple weeks, and I'm just getting so sad. But I do miss my coworkers and I miss work, but I don't know. I guess I'm not too scared, just, or you know, too like anxious, because my mom's gonna be watching the baby, and after that, thank God, Bernardo was able to work out something with his employer where he'll watch the baby when I'm at work and vice versa. I don't know if you guys could see all the powder that was on my hair. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go in with this brush. I didn't add any product on it. I'm pretty much just using whatever was on it. And I'm just blending everything out. So again, when we cut our contour or bronzer, you don't want it to be literally a line. I mean, you do definitely want it to be cut and precise, but you want to make sure everything's blended. So just go in, blend everything. Any fallout there may have been, sides of the nose, if there's any powder, middle of your forehead, between your brows. That's it. Then I'm going to spray my face before I add mascara to my bottom lash line. So I usually just cover my eyes and spray my face. And you guys, honestly, like my favorite setting spray is by Morphe. It's a continuous setting mist. This honestly is fire. I used to live by the MAC Studio Fix. What is it? I don't even remember the name. The MAC setting spray. But this is so like when you spray it, I don't know if you guys could see. Like it's so little. Like the sprays don't feel like que te está mojando la cara, you know? Like it is definitely setting your face, but you don't feel like you're taking a bath y te estás bañando in the setting spray. So now we're pretty much done. I'm gonna grab my mascara that is somewhere here. And honestly, you guys, I'm not a fan of expensive mascaras. I feel like every mascara works the same. And I've honestly been using this L'Oreal mascara for the longest time. And it works for me. Sometimes it's kind of hard for me to try new products because I stick to what I like and what works for me. But then it's nice, you know, finding products that aren't what you use on the daily that work amazing. Or whatever. Okay, so just put some on your lashes. Then grab a little bit more. I remember when I was in high school, I used to do like spider lashes, do them super thick, and that's freaking disgusting. It's crazy how like trends come and go. I honestly can't even believe some of the trends that I followed. Like I used to tease my hair so big, and I remember my brothers would make fun, of me. Yeah, me me valía, you know, I was just like, oh. But I swore I was like so cute with my big lion mane. So now I'm gonna go in and add a little bit of mascara to my lashes to kind of help bring my lashes and the lash band together. I'm gonna have to pinch the left side a little bit more. Que no está cooperating. You guys, my hair is so long, like it's unbelievable. My hairdresser, bless her heart, we take so long on my hair because I have so much hair. I have like hair for like 10 people. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in again, you guys, and do a final little pinch because I don't like how the left side me quedó. Look like so. Okay, so the lashes are on, everything looks good. Now I'm gonna go in with my lip liner that I'm using, and it is by NYX. Usually, you guys, I stick to MAC, of course, but they're a little pricey. And Morphe, not long ago, I mean, I think it's been a little while now that they came out with lip liners, but they're freaking amazing and they're super affordable. So I totally recommend those. I really like NYX as well. Those are bomb. So I'm just taking off my chapstick. And I'm going in with my NYX Sand Beige lip liner. Looks like so. I'm just gonna line my lips. And I do overline my lips, you guys. I don't have big lips. I was gonna get lip fillers, funny story. I ended up getting pregnant and then I couldn't do them. But I'm kind of glad that I didn't do them. Not that I'm opposed to them or any like surgical procedures or like anything like that. I feel like I'm a true believer in if you're not happy with something, just change it. And if you can, do it. Sometimes I feel like when people are like haters and are like, oh, I would never do that, it's just because they can't do it. But that's just me. And honestly, I just feel like whatever makes you happy, do, and it's cool. It's your body, you know. Pero no te like alborotes, you know. And I do feel like people are like, oh my god, you could tell you overline your lips. Not to me. They don't, nobody has personally told me. But I've heard people say that or like say stuff like that. And I'm like, and what? Like, yeah, you overline your lips. You know, like, woohoo. Like, it's not a big deal. And you guys, I literally have no lips, so I overline my lips a lot. I think when I was in the womb being created, como que that lip function wasn't too fond or wasn't functioning too well. Then I'm going in with my Velvet Teddy lipstick by MAC Cosmetics. This is honestly like something I use on the daily. And I'm just gonna go in with a small little lip brush or concealer brush, I'm not too sure. It is a Real Techniques brush, and just blend everything together. Again, you guys, the most important thing with makeup is blending. Like, if you want to remember anything, blend. That's it. And you guys, I will be filming a video. I'm not sure when, but I will 100% be filming a video related to nursing because I did get a lot of requests on it. Everything nursing related. So I just went from Little April no lips to Little April Jay-Z lips. So that's pretty much the final look, you guys. Let me just like fix my hair. So this here, you guys, would be something I would wear on the daily when I have some time but no time, if that makes any sense. I always try to use the least amount of products possible just because I don't have time to be taking out and putting, you know, this palette on and a little bit of this palette just because ain't nobody got time for that right now. But this is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Looks like so. A ver si me agarra a thumbnail right here. Migrañas. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do so. Share it. love it, like it. Make sure you guys try, you know, some of the techniques I showed you in this video. Let me know how they work for you. If you guys have any other makeup recommendations, like I had said, please let me know, because I will be doing makeup on my channel, on our family channel, because it is what started my YouTube channel like 7 years ago anyway. But yeah, I hope you guys liked it. I will see you guys on our next video, whatever that is. But yeah, bye. Hey guys, say hi.
Hi.
Welcome to my channel.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel.
Oh, fíjate en los mocos. Okay, say bye.
Bye.